I've got one heart, burst into flames. I've got one heart, burst into flames. Firecrackers running through my veins. And what if it breaks? And what if it shatters away, disintegrates? What if it breaks? I've seen too many sparks turning into broken hearts. Seen too many wounds, all inflicted by
Everything
you.
Sparkle Show. Today I am with Jeffery Torosian, our educational consultant. You have many degrees, Jeff.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you, Sparkle. It's been a long time waiting to finally get on your show. So.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I'm that much in demand, but it's great to have you. You might be the most educated person we've had on the show, actually.
well, that's an honor so far, hopefully. So.
Yeah, tell us about all these degrees. You started off at Fresno Pacific?
No, actually, I started at Fresno City College, right down not far from here. I actually started attending community college classes, so I was still in high school.
At Fresno Christian?
Yes, I went to Fresno Christian. And at the time, there's a newer trend called dual enrollment, where high school students now can basically essentially take community college classes while they're still at their high school site. This is a newer trend, but when I was in high school, it was allowed. You can go and enroll and take classes on the campus here at Fresno City College, and that's where I started my college career. And I acquired, I think, 70 to 80 college units by the time I almost graduated high school.
Wow.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it, and that was one of the perks of going to Fresno Christian. They allowed me to kind of do this kind of dual enrollment.
How long was that? Was like for your senior year or junior senior
No,
year?
I actually started the end of my sophomore year.
Wow.
In high school, yeah. So I was about 15 and a half. My parents would drop me off, and then eventually I got a car and I'd go. And
Was that interesting being with like above 18-year-old girls on the campus, and there you are, a little 15-year-old going? That's interesting. I can't imagine.
No, I was a real studious, student. So
There
was
was
no
fun.
distractions. So anyways, it was a wonderful experience, and one of the things I didn't know where I wanted to go afterwards. City college, you could transfer, you could go to UC, state schools. There were a lot of good options, and even my little brother, he went to Fresno City College and he transferred to UCLA, but I didn't know what I kind of wanted to do. And Fresno Pacific, one of the nice things about Fresno Pacific was that they allowed a lot of transfer units, I think up to 70. I still believe they still allow 70 units. So I had so many prior units, it just made sense. And that was one of the reasons why I was drawn to Fresno Pacific, and obviously great academics, and my experience there was phenomenal. And it shaped the longer history of my academic career. And obviously, I had some family that were alma maters there too. They gave me some good input.
That's me. What do you know? Here we go, Jeff. This was my good old days.
Oh, wow, brought it.
Yes, I brought it just so that you could see.
And unbeknownst, we were the same major too.
What do you mean? You knew what I was majoring in.
Yeah, I know.
But no, I mean, it's great. Philosophy is a great. We had all the same professors that are really awesome.
Right. And I mean, obviously, you can speak to some of your experience there too as well. But it was a phenomenal experience that would later shape the foundation of my educational pursuits beyond there into grad school and later on to the University of Cambridge. I think some of the features I really enjoyed there were that there was a lot of one-on-one instruction with your professors. I think that was a viable experience that somewhat mimicked the undergrad tradition that I saw in the United Kingdom. A lot of we read a lot of primary texts, I'm sure, as you recall, if you recall some of your professors.
So you had the interaction when you went to Cambridge with your professors, like they could take you out to coffee or have you over for dinner?
Right. It was similar to that.
Because, we had that at Pacific. It was really awesome.
Yeah, so this is somewhat of a mentorship. At Cambridge, they're called your tutors or your graduate tutor or tutors, but it's that same kind of pedagogy, the one-on-one mentorship where you read through a primary text and discuss things in a one-on-one setting or in a small group setting. Yeah, much more. That was the tradition at Cambridge, both at the undergrad and at the graduate level. I have a lot of friends that were in undergrads at Cambridge. And so I think that experience at Fresno Pacific gave me, it prepared me well for the academic tradition that would follow in my academic career at the University of Cambridge. So
What was it in between? It was Pacific and then...
So after Fresno Pacific, I went and I pursued a master's in history from Cal Poly over here at San Luis Obispo,
How was that experience?
It was, Cal Poly, it's a great school. I mean, academic excellence, the culture. It was an amazing experience. I wish I would have studied a little bit more. I was in my early 20s, but I mean, it was challenging. And I studied intellectual history in the 20th century and made really good friends. I actually just had a good friend of mine, Ben. He actually did the same master's program as me at Cal Poly. He just got accepted into a PhD program at Oxford. So
wow.
yeah. So there's some great scholars that come out of Cal Poly, and it was a good time. It was a good time. And then from there, I set off and I started some graduate work at the University of St Andrews in Scotland, and so that's when I first became exposed to education in the UK.
Overseas education.
Yeah.
Because I was like, where does it even occur when you've done all of that? Were your grades really good?
My undergrad grades at Fresno Pacific were I think, you would say good. And in grad school, I excelled pretty well. The application processes for British universities, primarily for graduate schools, a little bit different. They look at, you have to write a research proposal and kind of state what you're going to work on. And so that becomes more of the pretext or the examination of what admissions boards or committees look at. They want to see, what your research, if you're going to create new research or look at an aspect or a topic or whatever your field is.
So SAT scores, is that a big deal? And then that, because you'd already graduated college, how did they look at all that?
So for grad school, generally in the U.S., you need GRE scores. In the United Kingdom, they don't require GRE scores. What they look at is writing samples, letters of recommendation, and an actual research proposal. So you actually have to write a paper explaining what you're going to research, how you're going to research, and whatnot. And so that becomes, again, like I just mentioned, the kind of the pretext of what the admissions committee or boards or whoever decides looks at. And so that becomes more of the focus. I mean, GPA, don't get me wrong, GPA is a factor. They definitely...
Yeah, you can't be a bonus, but you can kind of be above average. You don't have to be great to get that, you're saying.
And ironically, they didn't really, as I recall, with the UK admissions, they really weren't concerned about my graduate grades from my prior coursework at Cal Poly. They were more concerned about my undergrad upper division. And so again, that was Fresno Pacific's. I did well there. I double majored in history and philosophy, and they kind of looked at that kind of your upper division GPA, similar to what U.S. law schools kind of look at here.
See, we're so close. I did English and philosophy, and you did history and philosophy.
Oh, I didn't know you did. Oh, that's right.
I have the two majors, the two degrees, and you have the... See, it says right here, Jeff.
Oh,
just kidding.
That's right.
But you have... The reason he couldn't bring his degrees is because they're all on the wall, and there's so many. We would just be like...
Yeah, but you also worked for you did work for the school newspaper at Fresno Pacific, correct? Were you the editor? Or?
Yes, that experience. There's nothing like a college newspaper.
Oh yeah, because you were very active, and I think you even gave me advice on some of my early philosophy papers, as I recall. So
I think you probably excelled, and I think the program got better. That's another thing I want to talk to you about. Pacific seems to have changed a lot. Back when I was there, everybody was either going to be a teacher. There were very few majors that you could do, and they could create any major for you. But there was very few majors that you could even do, and now it's grown because now people can become a personal trainer there, and that wasn't even a major that was offered back then when I was there.
Yeah, so I have a lot of colleagues that work for Fresno Pacific, and I have interactions with Fresno Pacific. It's grown exponentially. Their degree acceleration programs are phenomenal. They're always expanding. They've added a wide range of courses and course offerings. And so, Fresno Pacific has grown, and they've really adapted well to student needs in the Central Valley and throughout Central Valley. I mean, all the way from Merced all the way down to Bakersfield. And so, it's changed a lot since we were there in the, I don't want to age us, in the
early 2000s.
Yes, mid 2000s. But it's grown as wonderful staff. Some of the same professors that we had are still there. And it's just a wonderful environment and a great community.
Well, since you kind of work there now, since you do some work for them, how did they grow? Did they change the people that were in charge? Did they add a bigger team? Why did so many majors start growing that we didn't have back when we were there?
A lot of it, I would say, from, again, I can't speak for the administration, but from what I've experienced firsthand, a lot of it has been this hybrid modeling of education in terms of allowing, degree acceleration and kind of online, half in course. And the unique that one of the things is that you're not going to get in a classroom or a cohort that's, there's 50 students in it. It's very still that kind of personable experience that you have, and they've expounded that, and I think they've innovated in ways that you wouldn't see elsewhere for a college of its size and in any other universities or colleges in the Central Valley, in terms of that it has outstanding academics and also athletics as well. I mean, that's something too.
That's something that grew. Back in the day, it was soccer. There were a few sports, and now pole vaulting. Where did that come from?
I don't know about this pole vault. You must know more about me because
because I see it everywhere. Like, it's the Fresno Pacific pole vaulting team. I'm like, pole vaulting. That was not a big thing back when I was there.
Yeah, I don't recall. I just remember women's tennis was big.
Yeah. And pole vaulting's a recent thing.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. Back when I was there, it was the women's tennis and soccer, because I knew we had a lot of foreign exchange students.
Right, yeah. Well, soccer, basketball, baseball. I mean, they all do well, but they must have made very good strides in track and field. I just haven't been following.
I did, yeah. So I was just like this was brought to my attention the last few years about pole vaulting in general has become a bigger sport. But yeah, Fresno Pacific is known for the pole vaulting teams. So.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, the athletics are wonderful. The education experience is wonderful. Great staff, and I think they've really built on that. And they've got wonderful alumni. I mean, they've had alumni, like myself, go to Cambridge, Princeton, Yale. I mean, the quality of academics and the alumni network and the staff are just amazing. So I mean, I'm not to oversell it, but I really think it's a great environment, and I would arguably say that I'm part of their success, and that it's just, I think the personableness and the quality of staff and the community and the support there is just unbound. I don't think you can find anywhere else in the Central Valley.
So what's your advice? I think with everything that's going on in the world right now, people are reevaluating their life and their path and what they want to do with their life. And some people want to further their education. And this is very inspiring because you went to a little Fresno school and ended up in Cambridge. So it gives a lot of people hope that it's never, I mean, I never would even thought to apply to school like that after Pacific. That's why you're very motivated. It's good that you did that. What's your advice for people at home that are watching this that maybe didn't finish college all the way they did, they're older now, and they maybe want to go to Cambridge or somewhere else like that? What would you suggest for them?
Well, as I always say, and that's a great question, is, I've taught community college, and I've taught at major universities as well, is that one, it's never too late. Obviously, I mean, we've heard that before. Two, don't let a subject scare you. I think in the age of, especially now, of online learning, that if there's a subject or a skill that you might have struggled before and it might have turned you away, there's so many more resources available that might have not been when you were prior in college. And so there's a big support network. And industries are always changing, and universities are very keen to that. They adjust curriculum. They understand student needs and populations and diversity, and they adjust the curriculum and the setting to accommodate you, to make sure you succeed. I mean, most universities, they're not there just to take your money and teach a little something. They're there to make sure you get through and succeed. And so don't let any doubt deter you from going back to school, or maybe it's more professional development, or you want to change careers or industry. There is, always out there. There's always something out there, and I encourage you, if you're thinking about it or curious about it, do the research. Universities are, again, they're there to help you to make sure you succeed. So
I think one of the biggest obstacles is probably the student loans and financial aid. What's your suggestion around that?
Right. So there are a lot of qualifying grants. I mean, grants and loan options are always changing. I'm not a financial aid expert. Of course, if you decide to go back to school, there will be someone at the university who will walk you through it. But there are many grants, like the Pell Grant, and other various types of grants that will help you lower the cost. There's also scholarships, both externally and external. So a lot of universities have specific types of grants and scholarships. For example, when I went to Cal Poly, I got a small grant for being Armenian. So
wow.
Yeah, and so again, there are or being of Armenian descent, and so there are various oodles and oodles of different types of scholarships and funding opportunities out there. I mean, in your colleges, there are individuals that solely their job is to help you navigate these waters and try to lower the cost or help any way they can the cost of education. So.
That's why I was the editor of the school newspaper. Initially I turned it down because I was writing for the Fresno Bee, and I mean the circulation of that was a lot larger than our small college newspapers. I wasn't trying to be a snob, but then, in order to get, more financially, they gave me like a couple $1,000 scholarship to be the editor for the paper. So that's how that came about.
So you were the editor.
Yeah, I was the editor. I was the editor, then I was the editor-in-chief, and then it was it's very challenging to edit a college newspaper.
It's funny you mention that. My college girlfriend, when I was at Fresno Pacific, she was the editor-in-chief when I was there, and I co-wrote an article with her one time, and I said never again. So
it's an interesting dynamic. There's nothing like that. My journalistic career was editing in that newspaper.
Right.
That was something.
Yeah. No, it was. I enjoyed Fresno Pacific and all my college experience, and so.
So, what are all your degrees? What did you end up doing at Cambridge?
So I spent about 4 years working on a research degree. My background there is in educational research, and I looked primarily at curriculum design, primarily looking at European models of education that dealt with teaching the subject of philosophy. So, what is life? What is real? What is not real? And most European schools and in the UK, they actually teach philosophy to high school students and to primary students, so K through 6.
So they're getting more of an education, right?
Right. So my experience is I would go into a classroom in the United Kingdom and I would see 5th graders and 6th graders be able to master Vedic literature. So like reading Vedic literature, studying concepts like Descartes'
That's amazing. And I didn't know any of that until I was...
Right, until we were in college.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. That would have been great.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I looked at that, and there are entities like UNESCO. They do an annual, or every couple of years, they do an annual report about philosophy in schools, the subject being taught, of course. And it's taught widely across Europe. And so I looked at basically why this phenomenon hasn't really occurred in the United States, and also to where philosophy currently exists in Common Core standards and what aspects of that. So I spent 4 years researching, looking at curriculum both in the United States and across Europe, and looked at several movements in the United States. One of them was the Philosophy for Children movement that started in the 1970s. It made a kind of a movement, but it didn't really stay in mainstream curriculum. And of course I looked at reasons why philosophy is, really isn't taught like it is in Europe. But now, with innovations in curriculum, dual enrollment, high school students now can easily go and take a philosophy class if they wanted to. And there are aspects of our curriculum that teach some aspects of philosophy. So that was most of my time spent at Cambridge.
Tell us a little bit about the fun friends you must have at Cambridge. Do we know anybody?
Cambridge is it's a very exciting and unique world. I mean, obviously, Cambridge University is a collection of colleges. There's about 32 of them. In colleges, you think of them as not like colleges here. They're kind of like sororities or your place where you live. And my college was right in the middle, of dead center in the middle of Cambridge. And colleges offer a lot of exciting things like societies and sports. So few sports I picked up, never done them before, was college rowing. And I actually rowed on a women's team, actually drove the boat. So you can actually be...
How fun!
Yeah, they call it the coxswain. You can actually be the coxswain for the opposite sex. So I learned rowing. And
I bet you did. You're like, sign me up for that one.
Yeah, it was actually very difficult getting 8 women to row in unison and be competitive.
It was more than you bargained for.
Yeah,
huh?
It was. And then so I was a general manager of the Cambridge ice hockey team, so I traveled around Europe and learned about how to manage a sports team.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no experience. And then I joined joined some more genteel societies, you would say. I joined a male sporting society, aka you'd probably say a frat, we call it here, and it was good times, great friends. I have a lot of friends all around the world. Some of them are in banking, some of them are in comedic life. They do movies. Some of them.
Oh yeah, the Sam guy. What?
Yeah,
you
Sam's
could plug
comic.
that.
Yeah, Sam's comic. This season 4 coming out this year, and my good friend Charlie, who just painted a beautiful portrait for me. He's an artist. He has a gallery on Bond Street in London, and I have other friends that are teachers all around the world. I've had friends that come visit me from New Zealand, and so it was a wonderful experience. And some days I kind of miss it. I wish I was still back in the college halls reading and just studying, but eventually you have to graduate and they say goodbye.
So if somebody wanted to get a hold of you to talk about furthering their education, I mean, I know it's not, could they reach out to you? And
Yeah, if you have questions or things of that nature, you can, I guess, plug me through, I can put up email address via your site,
or even just Instagram.
Yeah,
because
Instagram.
they could just they could just
Yeah.
DM you, and then you can answer like their questions. I don't know how that works.
I'm not one to really plug, but yeah, if you have questions out there, or even if you have questions about homeschooling right now, and a lot of people have issues with homeschooling and online formats or anything related to
Oh
education.
yeah, so you're very educated in all the like online. So
Yeah.
that's cool, and that was something that Pacific was not really into when I was there as well.
Yeah,
The online world really grew after
Yeah.
that with that.
Not the case now. There, a lot of the classes are hybrid, and of course, due to the current state of things, all their instruction right now is currently online. So a lot of teachers and professors, they've become really very quickly adapted to online education. So.
Well, and I'm thinking a lot of parents, when they go back to school, they have kids at home, so that's probably a really good option for them.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And of course, one thing about Fresno Pacific is that they have degree accelerated programs. So a lot of the classes are one night a week after your normal work day. So I think they're about 4 hours, and they're usually one night a week, starting at about 6. But there is, if you want more information, obviously about degree acceleration programs about Fresno Pacific, obviously you can contact them directly. They're very helpful. They're always there. So I encourage too, if you're interested about going back to school, do please reach out to them.
Do you have an email there you can plug, or not really, since you're doing?
No, not really, because I kind of do outside consulting, so I'm not really in-house employee. But if you want to email me or contact me through social media or whatnot, I can put you in contact with the right people too.
And you're also good about applications. If they have questions filling that, I think that would be my biggest thing, is what do I put? Still, doing a job resume is really hard. It never gets easier, no matter what. It's like, I couldn't even imagine if I was going to enroll in college what I would say at this point. You just need so much help doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, college applications, obviously you have questions, again, contact me, and also the university, whether it's Fresno Pacific or other university contact, they have staff that will walk you through it, and more so than others. So again, obviously reach out, either to me or to the university of your choosing, and they will help you directly through. And especially with the financial aid, that would probably say, from my experience, is where a lot of people struggle. But there are financial aid officers and staff that will help you and walk you through that.
Yeah, I rather write a 20-page essay any day over a small 2-page, like a 1-page resume. Like that just. I am like, what do I put? It just, my mind explodes.
Yeah, they can be challenging. They're not fun sometimes. Even I've struggled with them in the past. So.
Well, thanks so much for coming on, Jeff.
Well, thank you.
You'll have to come back, and when everything goes back to normal, I want to see what happens, who's come to you and who you've helped get educated. That's kind of like the biggest gift you could give somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, it's an honor to be on your show, and I look forward to it. So.
Thank you.
If your home floods, who will you call? When your house springs a leak, it's time to call Clean Master Emergency Flood Service at 559-213-9430. Clean Master will be there in 60 minutes to start fixing your home. And Clean Master bills your insurance directly, saving you the hassle because you've got enough to worry about. Clean Master also offers carpet and upholstery cleaning, carpet repair, pet odor removal, and more. Remember, Clean Master Emergency Flood Service. us, 559-213-9430, and visit cleanmasterflood.com. Pour yourself a glass of Crybaby wine, available at the market and Sam's Italian Deli. And remember to ask for Crybaby wine at your favorite restaurant.
We forget about the higher good of food, right? You're growing a product that people enjoy really all over the world. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I think about that all the time. I think about the families sitting around a table, enjoying a meal. I just see that what we do brings families together.
I mean, we're blessed. We're in paradise for food.
The Kern family of the Kern Family Farm invites you to eat delicious, nutritious, organic produce available at the Gnarly Carrot, located at 32954 Road 222 in North Fork, California. The Gnarly Carrot is a local, natural, seasonally changing market offering a wide range of products from local Central Valley vendors. Get your caffeine fix, grab a smoothie, and support small businesses. Learn more at kernfamilyfarm.com and visit the Gnarly Carrot today. Doctor in Sukasa allows you to connect with your doctor when you need a quick treatment. Avoid a trip to a medical clinic or emergency room and connect by video with your doctor from your home, work, or anywhere. Just go to drnsukasa.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Dr. in Sukasa provides quality care that is convenient, bilingual, and affordable, so you are never left without access to health care. Visit drnsukasa.com today. When you need to get fit, contact Gary Torres, IFBB Pro, specializing in weight loss, body transformations, and contest prep. Email GaryTorres5336@yahoo.com.
Hey, I'm Chris DeVold. Tune in every Friday night on CentralValleyTalk.com when I bring you Sex, Drugs, Chris DeVold, where I'll give you 3 guesses on what we talk about. And I also vow to bring you 1 live local music act a week. So tune in every week because you never know what kind of music you're going to hear right here on CentralValleyTalk.com.
The Space Colony Journals are an epic tale of a family's struggle to survive. Meet the courageous women and dangerous men who dare to carve a home on the alien world of Vensug. Get your copy today. Available on Amazon and Gail Daly's FineArt.com.
You enter this door with expired tags. Beyond is another dimension, a dimension of regulations, a dimension of long waits. You have reached the registration zone. What looks like an ordinary shop is actually Mitchell Smog, located in the heart of the Tower District, a few minutes from the DMV. Mitchell Smog offers your vehicle a STAR-certified smog inspection. So remember Mitchell Smog when you need to pass through the registration zone.
Contact Sarah Hernandez of June and Matte Photography to schedule your portrait, engagement, wedding, or next family photo session. But that's not all. Sarah is also your personal brandographer, helping you ditch the stock photos and get images that sell. Call 559-412-3721. Visit JuneandMattPhoto.com and follow Sarah on Instagram and Facebook. Give your
burst into flames, firecrackers running through my veins. And what if it breaks? And what if it shatters away, disintegrates? What if it breaks? I've seen too many sparks turning into broken hearts.
welcome back. With us, we have Barbecue Rob. Oh my gosh. You made me my favorite nachos.
Tri-tip nachos.
I absolutely love it. Am I the only person that comes in like, I want nachos?
No, we have a lot of customers, but I make sure I make them for you.
This is so amazing. Oh my god.
Because it's a seasonal thing. We try to use it more for the summertime. Of course, summertime is coming, but
I know. I am like nachos 24/7.
Yeah.
This is so good. So explain how you made this, what you put in it.
That's a tri-tip. We smoke it for about 6.5 hours. We let it rest to about 120 degrees, and we'll slice it up and just sauce it up.
This is better than the chicken, because I had the chicken there. The chicken was fine, but this is
boneless skin chicken thighs. That right there is fresh cilantro, green onion, white onion with some fresh chips. Actually, those chips are from San Luis Obispo County.
Oh my gosh, this is just so lovely.
Sometimes we'll put the chili beans on it, but I didn't put no beans on this time because I ones get too soggy. I know you like your crunch.
I love the crunch.
Like the fresh crunch of the chips.
Love the crunch. So, tell us what you have going on. I realize you give so many discounts out.
Yeah, we got a bunch of them. As right now, for the elderly, we're doing 10% off on top of no delivery charge for all elderly in Fresno County and Clovis County area. Plus, we're doing deliveries to here, Kingsburg, Visalia. I've been out doing deliveries for because of the issues with coronavirus. Plus, we're doing 10% off for all students, any type of college students, high school, junior high, as long as you have a valid ID. We do the police departments, we do first responders, and so on and so forth.
What about veterans?
Veterans, that's mandatory.
That's what I'm saying.
The veterans, of course, we're doing everything with the veterans. The VA hospitals get free delivery with 10% off as well. Well, free, no delivery charge. And then the police departments and the courthouses, of course, they're shut down. But
and the elderly, you've been doing since the virus or before that?
Before the virus, all these discounts we're offering, we've been doing it before the virus, but we're adding additional free delivery. No delivery charge for all the elderly and 10% off because of the virus. But we always gave 10% off for all elderly. But we're trying to make sure we take care of the community and make sure we take care of our elderly, because they can't leave their homes and so on and so forth. So, are you in heaven?
I know this is so bad and you guys can't have, but you guys can have it because you deliver. Yes, what's the furthest you deliver?
Everywhere. If we can't deliver it, I'll tell you. So don't be ashamed to call us. We got people from Kingsburg calling us up and say, hey, we need deliveries. I'll tell them, you know what? Just try to get me an $8 order or I'm going to charge you at least $10 delivery charge.
Oh, for sure. And then, I think it matters. The distance would be fine if it makes sense.
Yeah. If you're within a mile radius of our restaurant on 4190 North Cedar Avenue, Fresno, on the corner of Cedar Ashland, we're still doing free delivery for everybody that's within a mile radius of our whole entire location.
And what about parties? How long in advance should people book you if they want to have a wedding or a birthday party?
Well, you could book me anytime. Depending on the amount of people, if it's 100 people, I could get that done in 3 hours, 4 hours, easy, depending on what type of food.
Really?
If it's our basic, what's off of the menu, our tri-tip pork, chicken, hot link, Polish, we could go ahead and do it real simple. But if it's a specialty order, like in the rice pilaf, special prime ribs, or if it's bone-in chicken or so on and so forth, then we'll need at least 3-4 day advance.
Oh, so you can't. So you do the pilaf and stuff.
Yeah, we do everything. We do vegetables, keto, vegetarian. That's 2 things we did add to the menu.
Actually, I wonder why have I never done anything healthy when I'm with you? I guess I asked for the unhealthy
we're carnivore
stuff.
family. Come on.
I think that's why I'm like. So you did start doing the keto and the all.
Actually, I thought of you because on our last show we talked about because I was doing burritos and I was doing the tortillas that were wrapped up with the greens and. Remember? And I bought you a burrito with all that.
I must have been on a health kick then.
You actually were on
Mike
a keto
Briggs
diet.
is a keto diet person, so.
Yeah, but you were on a keto diet at the time. That's when it first came out, and then but you still look good. You look still very beautiful. So.
Well, thanks, because I prefer nachos over
diet
stuff. I'm sorry. This is great. I love it. What I love about it, every time I come in there, your family's so fun. They're so engaging. It's a family business, and your son is
Rylan, he's doing an amazing job. He's supposed to be going to the National Guard in July, which they did email us and tell us that he is still going. So, we're going to pray that God's going to take care of him.
Well, they probably need him more now than they did back.
This is going to be a pre-training before he's 18. He's only 16.
That's right.
And so he's going for 6 months. And it's full, complete training. It's going to be in San Luis Obispo County. And they're really going to do a lot of work with them. They help them with they give them 60 credits.
I love all this ambition. Jeff was starting college when he was in high school. Your son's doing all this at 16. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I got 3 degrees myself. But I got one in Fresno City. I went through there when I was younger. And I went to Fresno State and a couple of things overseas. We did some stuff over there. But it's my major thing was actually psychology.
Really?
Yeah, psychology was then I went to criminal justice.
Well, you better
It's
not
just criminal
psychoanalyze me when you're here, Rob.
No.
Come on.
You know me.
Yeah, because you did a lot of stuff for the police department, and is that how the criminal justice came into play? That really helped you out with
Actually,
that?
I got really bored with psychology. I got bored with it, so I wanted to increase my knowledge. So I went to criminal psychology.
That is so funny. Oh
So
my god!
I like to analyze, criminals and figure out why they do things. Like we talked about before, when the car got broken into, my cell phone got stolen. If you remember all that.
I think by the same person too.
Yeah, we think so.
That
And
is
we
crazy.
actually did give the detective all the information of our videos to your detective for your break-in for your vehicle when they took your stuff over at the climbing place.
I mean, it's amazing more stuff doesn't get done, though. A lot of things go unsolved.
There's a lot of stuff going on, especially with the coronavirus right now. As for our restaurant, we're actually going 100% more into, sterilizing. We
Right.
actually put up a sneeze guard over our order window since you've been there. And
Wow.
We added that to it, which is about 18 inches high, and it'll cover, so it helps with my wife and my son being there as well as myself.
Right. I mean, that
So-
you guys are in the line of fire.
Yes, we are, and we actually had we went through and made a little contact with our Facebook, and people started donating the actual legit face mask, saying, you guys are out there, I want to donate these. I couldn't order them. And so we're taking that risk of wearing just like bandanas over our face, but now we have fully face masks because of our customers and donating them to us, and it's just been amazing. We've been very, very blessed, extremely blessed. So, God's really been taking care of our community, and I just feel that we just need to come together and take care of each other, and this is going to blow over.
That's how we have to be, and I've seen a lot of good things, and I mean, you've always been doing good things for the community, so.
But extremely now, we need to come together. Anybody needs to come give them a hug. I'll give them a hug. I mean, if you're sick, of course, I'm going to be like 6 foot, But I got a lot of customers, especially a lot of elderlies that come through, and they just need a hug because, they don't have family. The family didn't want to see them because they weren't afraid to, affect them, as well as, I won't go just to anybody, but, just the people that we know, you can see it, so
And
we try to take care of them.
Speaking of hugs, it's like now I'm so used to not hugging people. I'm afraid once we are allowed to hug people again, I'm just going to be that standoffish person that's like,
Nah.
oh, I can hug you. It's okay. Like,
Our family will just grab you. We'll break the ice.
Right? No,
So-
I love people. Like, that's why it's so great. I come there, I always feel like I'm at home. It's family. And
Well, you are family.
I,
So we're all
I
family. All of
appreciate
our, our viewers here, their family come to us. You'll join the barbecue family real easy. We're very open arms to all families and local businesses. Want to make sure that we provide, that backbone for these local businesses and help them out with their financially, buying stuff from them directly. Try not to buy as many things from these big corporates. Because, a lot of corporates are sitting behind these safe homes.
Right.
Us family owners, family-owned businesses,
Support
we're in the
your
front
local
line.
family.
Yes.
No, and that's what we have to do. We have
Yes,
to
we need
definitely
to.
keep them in business and everything.
And keep them afloat, so.
So your birthday party, you had a big one last year. You're going to have a big one this year? It's in the
I'm trying.
summertime?
Actually, I'm supposed to renew my vows. Be 17 years in April. Me and my wife's going to renew our vows in Pismo.
Oh my God, I wanna see that.
We paid for everything, and we had to postpone everything. They shut down our resorts. I rented a house there on the beach, a beach house to have a big party the day before. Slushy machines, you name it.
I didn't get the
And,
invite to that, Rob.
Actually, I did, but you just don't look at all your stuff.
Darn it,
And we
it
talked
sounds so
when you came
busy.
over. Yeah, so, but yeah, we had to postpone everything, but, thankfully we'll still just
Well,
move
good. Now I'm
forward.
going to come. Now it's going to,
Yeah.
every day I'm going to be bothering you. Rob, when's
Yeah,
that party?
it's-
Rob, when's that party?
What's crazy is we actually bought a whole bunch of trinkets to give out to people when they come, and it had the date on it, April the 19th, Pismo, California,
No.
Mr. and Mrs. Barbecue, just doing their stuff on there. And so
Is that your anniversary?
our anniversary is actually August the 15th, but we're actually doing it in April because it was slower, and we're having it there directly on the beach.
Well, maybe we could do it in August then, the actual.
So
or
we'll see.
We'll see. Tell them. Yeah.
So
they
either
owe
way,
you one.
God's gonna open up the doors, and the restaurant where we're supposed to have our big old renewal stuff at for all of our food too. They shut down. The Sea Adventure Inn shut down all of our resort up on top. I rented all the front, everything for the parties and everything. So it's it's okay.
Are you still doing Rob's over there, the barbecue, or is
No,
it
everything's
just
shut
now
down.
it's just in Fresno?
We
No, I'm
shut down
saying
everything, yeah,
you shut down
just-
everything, but I'm saying before because I knew you had the business up there. Did you
Yep.
still have it going?
Nope, I shut everything down just about 3 months ago.
Oh, okay, right
Because
before.
of everything right before, because I didn't want to put my staff on the front line for me to sit back and just collect money. I think that's wrong. If,
Yeah, because
if
you
you're
were
gonna
going
be-
back
yes,
and forth
yes,
when you were running
constantly,
everything,
every 5
constantly
months. But what we did was we shut everything down. We gave them a little extra money on top of their pay and told them we apologized, but they understood. And so I don't believe that we need to be out there pushing our employees to do things for us and us sitting behind the lines just collecting cash. I think we need to be there with them, and that's the military in me, I guess, that we need to be there and fight with them and work forward and take care of them as best we can. I think it's wrong when these owners are just pushing their employees out to the front line while they're sitting back. At least get on the line with them.
Right,
You know?
that's the way to
It
go.
don't matter who you are. We're all family. If it wasn't for your employees, your business wouldn't have
We wouldn't
a place.
have it.
As well as it wasn't for your customers, you wouldn't have business. So you need to respect them and take care of them.
And I am
You know?
really worried about safety now. I don't know if you heard, but the Bobby Salzar's was broken in on Champlain, and
Yeah, I heard
and
about
here
that.
with all
Busted windows. And,
and alcohol was sold and everything. And I'm really worried about stuff like that happening with all that's going on. I mean, you guys are there 24. I would never want to cross this, man. You'd be coming out with a shotgun, and like your son would have a shotgun, and your wife will have a shotgun.
more of an AR, but
yeah. Also, I can't even believe someone
shotgun's
had.
a breacher, but
I cannot believe someone had the guts to come in and steal.
You remember
from
they
me.
tried to break in to our restaurant about 3 months ago? They cut the locks, rolled up the thing. It was on TV, and they tried to break the window with the bolt cutters,
Oh my
and they was only
gosh.
be able to bust a hole maybe a little larger than a football. And they couldn't. What set off alarm was the impact of hitting the window because it's a special glass, impact glass, you know. And so they was only make a hole about the size of a football. And by the time we got over there, they barely left. It was on camera. They got caught, of
my
course.
Gosh, thank goodness. That's
Yeah, of
so
course, we went
wrong.
over there to defend our property, but by the time we got there about 5 minutes before the PD got there. And so, but now we went more above, beyond. We put up brand new camera systems, brand new sensors on the windows, brand new, you know, the windows, we decreased them so they won't be as easy to get into. Brand new locks.
So that's
the
my. I
bolts.
mean, that's a big concern that I worry about because yeah, everyone's home and safe. I feel like people are pretty safe at home, but the people's shops and everything when they're not there, it's gonna be.
I think right now what's going on, everybody's worried about this martial law. I think what we need to do is just come together as a community, and if the people cannot arm themselves to take care of their homes, the community and the neighborhoods need to come together and start watching over each other.
Yes, we
And-
really need to
and
have a
looking out for
larger
them.
neighborhood
Yes.
watch with our businesses. I think
Yes,
that's
the
what
same
we need to
exact
start.
thing, and take care of your officers when they come in. Try to give them. You've seen truck drivers, take care of them as well.
And you were close to the police department.
I still am.
So what
Oh,
did
yeah.
what did they tell you that's going on? What are their?
There's
voices
not much I
at?
really can say right now, but all I know is that you want to go and make sure you just take care of your family, your businesses, and just take care of yourself health-wise. If you do smoke, reduce your smoking because it is bad for your lungs. And once the viral can get into your lungs, it's actually worse on you. If you're elderly, of course, stay home. Children, try to keep them indoors because their immune system's not as strong as some of the us. And so I suggest, that drinking actually will increase your immune system to drop, so actually it could be more hindered to you to catch it as well. So
I
little things
remember
like
having
that, so-
somebody got me to drink a shot of whiskey the other
Yeah,
night.
oh, I drank one with you. So you know what I mean, but overdo it. And but with the safety of it, I think that we just need to watch over each other as family and friends, and just watch over each other's community, and keep it strong. And instead of go out there and try to loot or go out there trying to hoard, how about sharing with your neighbors? And you guys work together for your whole community can actually be taken care of on this bad time.
And what I love about you is that your prices are affordable. You give a lot of
Yes.
discounts. That's another problem with some of the small businesses to stay afloat. They're kind of gouging their prices, and
Our prices
that's what's really good about you, and that's probably why you're doing so well right now. And
We're just very blessed and willing to move forward. We're not going to stop moving forward unless the state tells us to shut down. And we're going to keep on moving forward, and we have a lot of specials going on. We have 2 for $12. We have 2 combo plates for $20. Certainly, we still have a 2 for $11 on Wednesdays. Barbecue.
I'm just
and
gonna move a
sandwiches.
tent into your little area. I'm just.
Let's do
gonna
it. I got you, girl.
We gotta go feed Sparkle. Here you go.
There you go. I got a new camper back in my truck, so you can just move into that.
It was so funny when I came to your shop. It was like a couple of months ago. I was talking because I didn't look very good. I just came in to get gas really quick, and then your son's like, "Sparkle, I heard your voice," and I'm like, "Hi."
Yeah, he sure loves you. Oh, Rylan, he was so shy that day. Remember?
Oh
Having
yeah.
that little show that he was looking over at you.
I know he has a personality, which is great. I mean, now he's maybe
Oh, yeah, now he just
he's
won't
all
shut up.
confidence because he's going into
Yeah.
the marshals.
And he needs to. He needs to be. So, but yeah, we have a lot of stuff. You can always give us a call, 1-866-932-2728. Stands for We Barbecue to You. You can always come into our restaurant, 4190 North Cedar Avenue, Fresno, on the corner of Cedar and Ash inside the Arco. We're open Monday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. We change our hours, of course, because if we want to be able to provide food steadily for 6 days instead of working hard for 4 days and shut down for 3 days, I think and then the customers will start thinking, oh, what's going on? And they'll stop coming and go
Right.
to another location. So I'd rather make less money but more steady income in 6-day period and then get a bunch in 4 days and shut down. So I made that decision.
That's smart.
It's been working. And I'd rather have steady income than having just a bunch in one lump and then go.
Right.
And I think it's better just to move 6 days a week with short hour. Plus it gives us, more time at home to spend time with the family and take care of my dad as well.
How's our friend Michael doing with the thrift shop?
Good, real good. He had to shut down. That's sad, but
Really?
yeah,
I thought that would be the one
they-
thing that'd be in business.
It's not a major necessity.
Oh, but he was selling everything.
Oh, he's still selling online. I wish I knew what it was, but you could go online and look it up. It's Family Thrift. You might be able to look it up on Facebook, or you can message me directly under
Yes.
Barbie. I think it's BBQ _ 101.
I was
something like
thinking
that,
about him the other day. I'm like, well, I sure hope his business is thriving right now because I knew everybody was in a pinch to go get everything they could, and that's so sad to hear that he. Had
Yeah,
to
but he
shut
closed down in about a couple of days after the shutdown.
Man.
And so, but he is doing some stuff online. You can maybe look it up on Facebook. His name's Michael Tree. It's under Tree. And you will look him up, and he'll be able to do online orders and deliveries and probably drop-offs and stuff.
And what's the main thing that he sells at the thrift shop?
Everything. He does have used items. He has new items. He has clothes, shoes, baby items. He's had cribs. He's had furniture now, jewelry. There's handmade jewelry stuff from some of the American Indian
I need
cultures
to
up in
get
the
some
mountains.
shoes from that.
Yeah, he has all different types of dress
Perfect.
shoes.
I'm gonna go
He
on
got
that
my wife
website.
a couple of the high boots. The leather ones are
Nice.
really nice. They have some dress shoes like the ones you wear. Variety of clothes. It's not your typical thrift store. It's good prices but really good quality. So I'm stuck there now. I'm always buying stuff from there.
Well, thank you so much for it. It's always a
for
pleasure.
sure.
And you've been on this show more than any other guest.
And I'm gonna
just
keep
so
on
you
coming.
know. I love
We gotta
that.
get Samantha on there. She's shy.
You said her in the first time.
I
and
know,
she
but
was-
still though, she was shy. Remember, I want to put her on by herself.
Oh, I'm gonna bring her
Let's do
back.
it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get her. Let's tag team her. So, well, thank you again for having us on the show, and thank you all followers for taking care of us and our young lady here, and make sure to keep on moving forward.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
What if it shadows away, disintegrates? What if it breaks on? Could you help me?
When you need to get fit, contact Gary Torres, IFBB Pro, specializing in weight loss, body transformations, and contest prep. Email Gary Torres 5336@yahoo.com.
Hey, I'm Chris DeVold. Tune in every Friday night on CentralValleyTalk.com when I bring you Sex, Drugs, Chris DeVold, where I'll give you 3 guesses on what we talk about. And I also vow to bring you 1 live local music act a week. So tune in every week because you never know what kind of music you're going to hear right here on CentralValleyTalk.com.
The Space Colony Journals are an epic tale of a family's struggle to survive. Meet the courageous women and dangerous men who dare to carve a home on the alien world of Vensug. Get your copy today. Available on Amazon and Gail Daly's FineArt.com.
You enter this door with expired tags. Beyond is another dimension. A dimension of regulations. A dimension of long waits. You have reached the registration zone. What looks like an ordinary shop is actually Mitchell Smog, located in the heart of the Tower District, a few minutes from the DMV. Mitchell Smog offers your vehicle a STAR-certified smog inspection. So remember Mitchell Smog when you need to pass through the registration zone.
Contact Sarah Hernandez of June and Matte Photography to schedule your portrait, engagement, wedding, or next family photo session. But that's not all. Sarah is also your personal brandographer, helping you ditch the stock photos and get images that sell. Call 559-412-3721. Visit juneandmattephoto.com and follow Sarah on Instagram and Facebook.
Give your child the tools to succeed. The Yergubian Academic Center offers one-on-one and group educational lessons by appointment. Over 90% of our students show significant improvement in their academics in just 3 months. Students of the Yergubian Academic Center have gone on to UCLA, UC San Diego, Yale, Stanford, and many more prestigious universities. Schedule a tutoring session today. Call 559-437-3973.
CentralValleyTalk.com. Could you tell me the truth? Could you tell me what to do? 'Cause I'm feeling so lost without you. Could you help me? Could you tell me the truth? Could you tell me what to do? 'Cause I'm feeling so lost without you. Fly me to Mars. Ooh, I wanna know.
Welcome back to the Everything Sparkle Show. I am really excited for this guest because he wrote a book, and it's been a while since I've had an author. But we love supporting our veterans. And tell us about your book, Shane, and why anybody who's a veteran needs to buy this book.
Hi, well, thank you for having me on. Yes, my book here took me about 12 years to write. Started a few years ago, and the past few years hammered on it. It's a collection of short stories. Not each one of these stories are each one of those stories are individualized themselves. So you could read one or read them out of order, or read it from the beginning to the end. That's kind of the fun of it. Also,
So it's My Navy Life. Just keep holding that book up. I really want to. I love it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
It's so pretty. I like the way it is. So it's all your short stories of your experiences when you were in the Navy, for the most part.
That's correct. I was in the Navy 15 years, 5 aircraft carriers, crossed the equator twice, circumnavigated the globe once. I've been to 10 different countries, many more than once. I often jokingly say that I've traveled the world over looking for a better beer.
What's one story that you can share? I mean, I know you need to read your book, but or it could be a story that's not even in your book. What's one of just the highlight of your whole experience that you could share?
Highlight of my whole experience, boy, that's kind of tough. But one thing that really had longevity, we came back from early dead to McDonald's, and one of the guys takes a pickle off of his hamburger, and he flings it up, and it hits the ceiling about 40 feet in the air. So this pickle had remained there for going on 12 years. And as we and other students would come and go, we'd always have to go over and explain how that pickle got up there. And the pickle remained for 12 years before they tore the building down, and one of the people that was with us actually went over and saw it before the building was destroyed.
Where was this at?
This was in a hangar space in Norfolk, Virginia, that we worked out of.
Wow, that's fun. So is your story, I know there's some sad moments. You said you had lost a friend. Are there some funny stories like that in there too?
There's quite a few funny stories. I would say I throw myself under the bus quite a few times, but you kind of have to do that to show the reality of it. One of the good times is about us going through our shellback initiation. And for that, you start out just crawling through 2-week-old food and going through a gambit of obstacle course through food and salt water and all kinds of things that they had you do. Like they get the fattest shellback and they put peanut butter in his belly, and they rub your face in his belly with all the peanut butter.
Was that you?
Yes, it's in here about it. And then you got to take an olive out of his belly button and hold it in your teeth through the rest of the way.
Well, I love fun stories, and I love that you can mix that with like the sad stories. I think we want to hear the sad stories, but then we do want some comedy in there too. So I can't wait to read this. Where can we purchase this book?
Right now, it's on Amazon. It's in Kindle ebook format, and it's available in paperback.
What's the average price for going?
For the paperback, it's $19.95. It is $9.95 for the ebook.
Well, now that we have more time on our hands than usual, I think we all need to go and purchase this book. This is going to be fun. Why did you go into the Navy, and what did you learn coming out?
Let's see.
Nice
My
picture.
grandfather was in the Navy. My father was Army, but I had two stepdads that were Navy and Marine Corps. So I'd always been good at swimming. So when it came time to graduate, I really didn't know what I was going to do. But I knew I could swim, so I went in that direction of the Navy.
And you flew planes and everything as well.
What's that?
You said you had flown planes as well.
I worked on planes for 10 years.
Wow.
And then I had changed ratings in the Navy, and I became an electronics intelligence crypto analyst, basically working for the NSA for my last 5 years in the Navy.
Ooh, nice.
So a lot of that's in here, too, of some of the stuff that I couldn't talk about back then.
And now you can talk about it, or you get in trouble?
Oh, no, I can talk about a few things. I can't get into
Awesome.
like specifics, but yes, peel back the shadow a little bit.
So what did you learn coming out of all this?
Looking back at everything that I did, I mean, as far as writing the book or
Well,
just
your
the Navy?
experience in the Navy.
When I was in the Navy, it was for me the core values of honor, courage, and commitment. And these are the things that I still do in my everyday life now. I've been working as a janitor for the past couple of years while writing this book, but still the commitment, the integrity, everything that was instilled in me in the military still goes into cleaning floors and toilets today.
That's good, honest work, and you still have a job, which is a lot better than how the rest of us are doing right now.
Yes.
You're essential. I love that. Yeah, and you mentioned something. We talked about one of the movies I had seen. Can you tell us a little bit about that story?
In my deployment in 1993, we were in the Adriatic Sea when Yugoslavia broke up and Bosnia and Croatia were fighting. And it's about this in November of 93 when the Black Hawk helicopters went down in Mogadishu, Somalia. Our carrier battle group got called out of the Adriatic, and we sat off the coast of Somalia for a little over a month. And our job was to fly missions, have planes fly over, basically scaring the Somalis into giving back the hostages that they had. I guess they still had two bodies, one living and one dead. So every day, F-14s, F-A-18s flew low-flying missions over the city, scaring them until they got to give us our people back.
Wow. So was the movie Black Hawk Down kind of accurate or a little bit Hollywoodified?
As far as what I did on the ship, it was completely different. We didn't really get to see what happened, what was going on. But it was years later that I went to the movie, and I walked out with a really profound feeling that knowing that I was there in support of those people when it happened.
Wow. And
not knowing what happened really, just that we were called down there. This is going to be our mission. This is our flight plan day for a month. And then to, kind of witness that. It's really profound feeling knowing that you're involved in that.
It's amazing. You're very focused at your job, and then when you get to see that, sit back and see that you are a part of this whole picture, that must be interesting. An interesting experience, huh?
Yes, it is. Same thing when I was working as a cryptologist as well. We did a bombing plan that was in the early days of Afghanistan, And my job was to look for uh, radio signature, and people were matching with vehicles, and we knew that there was a large grouping of people at a place at a certain time, and the mission was sent, and this place was bombed. What we didn't know at the time, it was a wedding party that we had bombed. The fact that we took out 3 of the top 5 Taliban members and something like, top 5 of the top 10 really didn't matter. It was the fact that we bombed a wedding party.
Wow. This is going to be one fascinating bucket. Do I need a box of tissues the whole time?
Not the whole
Tell me
time.
there's a little funny.
I will say it is a tragedy. I was in the Navy for only 15 years. I wasn't allowed to finish out my 20 years.
Do you talk about that? Do you talk about that in the book, why you weren't allowed to finish the 20 years?
Yes, the last couple of chapters deal with that. And I think in writing that, it helped me get over a lot of my feelings of not being able to finish my 20 and some of the things that happened to me. Being able to put it on paper helped me to feel better about it and feel better about the Navy.
Wow, powerful. What do you think about everything that's going now? One of the things I've been worried about with everything that's going on is that our focus is kind of away from the veterans. Like months ago, like I told you, my friend Sherry was on here from Sherry's Arc, and I had made a donation to her cause. And, now a lot of us lost our jobs. And, the Rihanna, the singer, she gave $5 million to the relief for the coronavirus relief. And so now everyone's focus is shifted away. Do you worry that it's going to be hard, that some of these veterans are not going to have the help that they need, like those that have PTSD, those that are homeless? Where do you think about them right now?
Well, I would hope most of the go into the homeless vets that need housing and medical care, especially with the virus. I've had my appointments moved because of this, and the VA no longer takes walk-ins, so that's kind of a big thing. I think it's going to cause some problems. I would just hope that the VA during this time, instead of looking at the virus, the virus overall, is looking at the homeless, especially. I'm afraid that once this gets into the homeless population, it's going to be bad.
Right. Yeah, I know. I was just thinking about that because, now it's like a lot of us lost our jobs that were donating to those causes, so we can't donate anymore. And then now the celebrities are focused on donating to this one. And then I'm just like, I'm hoping that this gets resolved soon and we could put our attention back to veterans. I think we were on a pretty good track of creating awareness of PTSD in veterans and of homeless veterans. I mean, we're not where we should be, but we've come a long way. Would you say?
Oh, yes, definitely. Especially growing up with, 2 stepdads that were in the Vietnam era, and knowing what they had gone through, and knowing that they lived with a lot of nightmares and a lot of problems. I'm glad it has gotten a lot better, and I hope it continues to get better. A lot of these issues with the PTSD. I mean, I was never actually fired upon myself, but I did, with living and witness a lot of things that you wish you just couldn't see.
And you can't unsee.
Yeah, exactly. I worry about the homeless vets the most during this the homeless in general during this whole pandemic season.
Thank you so much for coming on, Shane. And I hope that the one little way we can help a veteran is to purchase your book. So please, everyone, go and buy this book. Hold it up so proudly, My Navy Life.
Thank you very much for having me. This has been wonderful.
Thank you, Shane.
So many scars. I'm wondering
Welcome to Central Valley Talk, the coronavirus fun and food headquarters. If you're hunkered in your bunker, hungry and need to eat, there's an option for food in Fresno's Tower District. Bobby Salazar's is standing by with individual meals or a pre-cooked meal that will keep you fed for days. Keep it in your freezer and heat it as you need it. Bobby Salazar's is located at 725 East Olive at Broadway. Call them up, place your order, then pick it up. Call Bobby Salazar's at 497-9920. Bobby Salazar's in the Tower District, 497-9920.